Boom. What's up, everybody? Welcome to DCGG Podcast, episode 14. We are here. We're back. We took a week off for good reason. Justin had to move across town. That's a whole story in itself, but we're here. We're back. We're not gonna relive that trauma. Um, but yeah, we're back. Again, my name is Creston, not Cirque. And I'm joined by Justin, the real pipe gamer. What's up? What's going on, man?
I'm doing good. Tired. Uh, we're not gonna. We talked before the before recording. We're not going to get into it. That's not what this podcast is about. But the world is crazy right now, and I'm sure anyone who's listening to this or anyone who even in the future, if you go back and listen to it, you'll be like, man, yeah, that was a crazy week, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That was a
right.
crazy month. Who knows? I don't even know. Like you and the person, you person in the future who's listening to this, we have
Yeah,
no
you
idea.
know what happened. So let us know. Are we vaporized or are we, like what's going on? So
They laugh to keep from crying.
absolutely. Um, but yeah, like Justin said, we're here to escape from all that stuff. As shitty as the events that's going on in the world, the good thing about what we do is this is an escape. This helps us kind of deal with various things that are going on, and not only in the just the world, but our personal lives as well. So yeah, we're just here to have a good time and talk about video games and talk about DC Gaming Group. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Justin, what have you been playing?
Well, I'm continuing on with Nino Cooney. I don't know. Every time I talk about it, I just say how much weirder and cuter and different it gets. Things are progressing. I don't know. In the game, you even though you are like the character that you play, most of your fighting is done by these. I mean, they're actually familiars, which is interesting for the other game that I'm playing. Um, but yeah, they're these familiars, and one of them, they're all like little monsters basically that are good that are on your side that you control. So it's always fun to get a new one of those because you haven't yeah, it's like getting a new party member basically, like in a traditional RPG. Oh, well, JRPG anyway. So yeah, that's been fun. It's a very simple game. It's mindless. I have it on the Switch. It's You just toss it on. I'm really just killing time until Triangle Strategy comes out. What is that, next week?
Oh,
Week
that comes
after?
out next week.
I want to say it's March. Oh my God, yeah, it's a week from tomorrow.
Jesus,
So
I keep forgetting that next week is March. Like, where did February go?
exactly. So I guess I got a week to beat Nino. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, nah. I
Um,
heard that game is pretty big, right?
Yeah, it's pretty long. And it doesn't help. It doesn't help that I like being overpowered in JRPGs. I don't mind the grind. I never have minded grinding. Especially, I mean, it's easier now than ever before because now you can just especially with someone on the Switch, you just turn on the game and then you turn on YouTube or you watch something on Netflix and then you just mindlessly grind while you watch the other thing, or you throw in a podcast and you just the grind while you listen to a podcast. It's so easy to grind now. So I typically there's and you'll see this in other RPGs. There are the monsters that are on the map that you can fight,
Mm-hmm.
and I typically don't move on from a section until they stop running at me and they start running away from me,
Hmm.
which is the game's little visual cue being like, hey, you're a little too strong for these monsters. They're not even going to give you XP that's worth it. Maybe you should move on. And that's
I
when
appreciate that.
the monsters start running from me. I'm like, okay, cool, it's time to go. But the thing is, you can just keep going. There's nothing that's stopping you there. I guess I don't play JRPGs for the challenge. I guess I just play them because it's something to do.
Yeah. So is Nino Kuni, is that classified as like a action RPG or something?
It's not turn based. Yeah, I would say if you want to go like something that's really popular and kind of traditional, just for the way that like the the time way time passes
Mm-hmm.
during a fight, I would say it's kind of similar to like a uh kind of like I don't know, like Final Fantasy VII, like the old one, where
Okay.
like it's kind of all based on time. Like it's very like active time. Like when you go into, actually, you know what? I take that back. I will go to a different Final Fantasy. It is very much um Final Fantasy 13, because
Mm.
Final Fantasy 13, the way that worked was that you would just tell you like instead of specifically going into every single action that the character can do. You just tell them to do like a general thing, and then
Mm-hmm.
they would do that. So in this game, you can just go like attack, and then a little clock pops up in the corner, and time starts ticking down. And anytime you can press B and click out of that, but as long as time is going, and eventually it'll end, the your little familiar is just attacking. So you can do that. You can do that with defend. If you see like the enemy like charging up a big attack, you can, press B real quick to get out of attack, switch over to defense, go into defense, and then during that time, once again the clock shows up, you'll defend. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, so it's kind of more like that.
I
It's
gotcha.
weird. It helps that it's easy. It's pretty easy. I'm sure it's going to get a lot harder, but and I'm sure there's like optional bosses that are insane, and it takes you like half an hour of really being in there and like managing all your things and using potions and stuff. But I haven't gotten there yet, and from the, I mean, once again, March 4th, I won't be getting
Yeah,
on to that.
you won't even pretend that you're gonna play it
Nah,
anymore. Like it's just a
in the way
feeling.
that as we get to the topic of the week, the way people are like going crazy over the topics of the week, I will be like that'll be my
That'll be yours
leaving
for next
family and
week.
friends and locking myself into a room because
Gotcha.
very excited for that game. That demo was amazing.
Okay.
Um, and then along with the familiars over there on Nino Cooney, I am playing a game with my partner called Familiar Tales. It's a board game. It's app assisted, so it's really cool. Like it's meaning that like things. Well, let me get into it. So basically, it's you. There are these four familiars. You play all four. She's playing two. I'm playing two, and they're all the familiars of this wizard. And like it's a frog, a fox, a big stone golem, and something else I can remember. Oh, like a little pixie fairy thing.
Hmm.
And then like one night, there's a knock on the door, and there's this woman, and she's holding a baby, and she's like, "They're out to get me. You got to take the baby." And save everything, and the wizard's like, okay, I'm gonna hold off the bad people. You, my familiars, you take the baby, go into the forest. I'll meet you into the forest, and then that's kind of how the game kicks off.
Hmm.
Um, I like that it's app assisted because what it does is like as you like there might be spots on the board, or like certain cards might come out while you play that have a little code on it, and then you go to the app, which I'm using on my computer that I plug into the TV. So we basically just have the TV and like the board in front of us, and then you plug in the numbers that it tells you to plug in, and like new story will emerge,
Hmm.
which will then like affect the board in some way or affect your characters. Like one time, one of my characters, uh, they had like basically had a flashback and remembered that he learned how to make a club out of a big log. So I was able to get a big log, and then I stripped away all the bark, and then I character got a club. Like I was able to go into the items and pull out an item that was a club, and now he had a club. And I'm like, that's awesome because before he just had big old rock fist. Um,
Hmm.
so it's a really interesting game. We just finished the first chapter. I want to say there's 9 or 10 chapters. I forget which. Um, and that has been it's kind of like playing a game and reading a storybook together.
That's
So it's
interesting.
been a lot of fun.
Okay. Cool. Familiar tales. Okay.
Yeah.
Have to keep that in mind. Yeah, so for me, I've been, I'm continuing the theme with not neglecting my Switch like I did last year. because last year it was, my most played game was Smash, which is I'm proud of because I did want to get better at Smash, and I felt like I
Hmm.
got some reps in, which is cool. But in the same breath, um, I my backlog on that system is way too big to not have been played by, played other games that year. So I'm committing to tackling that. And the first three games that I've been doing that with is I started with Resident Evil Revelations 1. I just beat that last week, and overall it was a really good game. I'm still very impressed that that was a 3DS game. It started off as a 3DS game that was ported to basically every other system, but the origins of that, being a 3DS system, 3DS game is, I was extremely impressed because a lot of those like streamlined features, started seeing, so you started seeing that in actual like subsequent Resident Evil entries. So it was
Hmm.
cool. So I just started Resident Evil Revelations 2 on, I think that was Tuesday. So far it's a way different vibe. It's actually kind of derivative of Evil Within 1, because you start off in this big, it's sort of like I guess it's like a prison, abandoned prison, or kind of psychological or psych ward type
Hmm.
hospital or whatever. Um, so it has a lot of Evil Within vibes, and also a splash of Last of Us 1 vibes as well. Specifically
Because
because
of
one,
the zombies.
no, one of the characters has that same sensing mechanic that you can like see
Uh.
enemies through the walls and stuff.
Hmm.
So that's very Last of Us like. But so far, I've gotten sucked into the game loop. I'm enjoying it. The graphics are way better. It's the load times are atrocious on the Switch. I was really, I was looking around. I was like, I wonder if I have Revelations 2 for another system because I might want to play it on
Mm.
there. That the load times were that bad. So, but overall, I'm enjoying that. Another game, No More Heroes 1, I started playing at the beginning of this year, but eventually shelved it because the open world stuff was annoying. The having to do the side jobs to make enough money to go fight the boss, like it's a very old design, and the combat was fun but also very clunky. So I was like, you know what? I get the gist of it. I'm cool with like setting it, shelving it, and just going straight to No More Heroes 2. And I'm so glad I did that because it's way more streamlined. There's no open world crap. You don't get on a bike. You can literally just choose where you want to go on a list. The combat is definitely a lot smoother.
Hmm.
The soundtrack is way better. It's overall just a way more enjoyable game, and I'm glad that I was at peace enough to shelve it and move on to the next. And that'll actually tie into our main topic this week in terms of like gaming habits over the years, especially as we go into our 30s. So um,
Well, real quick before you do, are you going to go into three?
yes, I'm
Okay.
gonna go into 3. Yep.
What are you going to play it? Well, I guess it's only on the Switch, huh?
Yeah, it's
So
only on the
yeah,
Switch. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, so I'm excited for that. And then the last thing, so in the midst of all of this stuff that's going on in the gaming world, I mean, we had two big giant games that were released, and we're talk that's going to be our topic of the week. But uh, on the side of that, Steam is holding its I think it's a quarterly or annual event. They do these basically it's a virtual E3 for indie game or indie developers, or you can say it's a virtual PAX, where
Mm.
a lot of the indie game developers release a demo, and you can go on Steam and download all of those demos for free and just try it out as long as you want. Um, and so yeah, it's called Steam Next Fest. I think it's going to be over in I think by the end of this weekend. I'm not particularly sure about that, but I was able to try 4 games last night that I really enjoyed. Oh, and I forgot one more. I'm gonna add that on there. But the first game is called Turbo Overkill. Turbo Overkill is a throwback to arena style shooters. They call them boomer shooters, like the Quake and
Mm,
Doom and
yeah.
all of those type of games. There's like a whole subgenre that I am a huge fan of these days, which they call boomer shooters. But the whole purpose is literally they just throw a lot of enemies at you. They give you a lot of cool abilities. You have really cool weapons. Violence is all over the place. Um, so yeah, Turbo Overkill is in that vein. But the gimmick for this game is that your character has a chainsaw. He has a chainsaw augment on his leg. So when you slide,
Okay.
you are literally chainsawing people as you slide through. So that's literally like a mechanic in this game. They have to throw like a shit ton of enemies at you, and you can just run towards them and just slide through all of the enemies as long as the enemies aren't, the cannon fodder enemies at the very
Yeah.
least. Um, so the shooting feels fantastic. Unfortunately, it's no controller support, so I had to use mouse and keyboard. So I had to kind of dust off those skills, which was hard, especially having a hard time with the control key and the shift key. Like it's very uncomfortable for me. So I'm trying to figure out a better way to kind of like position my hand a bit because it's been a while since I played anything mouse and keyboard. So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm gonna play a bit more of that demo tonight. Uh, Again, it's called Turbo Overkill, so definitely want to check that out. Another one is called Soldiers. It's spelled SouldIers. And this is a Metroidvania. The combat is pretty cool. The aesthetic is very inviting. It's very lighthearted, but also dark at the same time because a lot of your other fellow soldiers, get fucked up. So, so far I'm enjoying that. I'm gonna keep my eye on it, see what platforms it comes out on. Because if it does come out on Switch, I would probably pick it up. Um, Probably maybe towards the end of this year. Because I usually like ending off the year with like a good old Metroidvania game. So yeah, keeping my eye on that. Another one called Mad Shot. Mad Shot is a roguelike. Um, the best way I can describe it is a roguelike. My friend Pedro, if you're familiar with that.
Mm,
Um, the combat feels really good. My only gripe is that they give you a role, but the role you're not invincible when as you roll towards it or through an enemy, which is weird. I don't know why you would need a roll if you're not able to dodge any of the enemies. So that was like my only gripe with that. But overall, the combat felt great. The roguelike mechanic didn't feel too punishing. So I'm gonna keep. That's another one I'm gonna keep my eye on going forward. Another one, Warhammer Shadas, and there's a weird subtitle to it. I played it for about 10 minutes. It was okay. It was fine. Didn't really grab me. And then the last game is called Boundary. Now, Boundary is a very unique game where you're basically astronauts and it's team deathmatch astronaut style. So you're literally like shooting people while you're in space. It was actually a
like
lot.
zero G?
What's that?
Like zero G?
Yep, 0G. Like you literally are just flying, and you have your normal FPS loadouts. You have your SMG. your assault rifle and your light machine gun, and you're
Hmm.
literally in space shooting people. It was
When you
very
shoot, do you get pushed back in the opposite direction?
nope.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Nah,
I'm
they
like,
didn't go
how
too
far are they going with
hardcore.
this?
Yeah, they didn't go too hardcore with it. But it was a lot of fun. It was hard. I was getting fucked up, especially that last game I played. I didn't get any kills. First couple game I did pretty well, but um yeah, it was a very unique take on just classic team deathmatch. I enjoyed it, so I'm gonna definitely keep my eye on it. I wonder if they're gonna make it free to play because it's gonna be hard to you know break people away from their normal rotation of multiplayer games these days. So hopefully
Hmm.
they choose to go that route. But yeah, I definitely recommend you all if you're familiar or if you're a PC gamer, check out Steam Next Fest. It is. I'm sure you'll find something that you like. Definitely want to go and support these indie devs, because honestly, they're the ones that are keeping the spirit of video games alive. They're taking risks. Like, who would approve? Like, would EA approve a fucking astronaut shooter? You know, I don't think so. So a lot of these companies, they're really trying out different premises, and so yeah, give it a shot. Go and download a few of those demos and just play as many as you like, but at least give them that time and day, because like I said, indie developers really need as much support as they can get. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's all I've been playing. So let's move into DC Gaming Group proper. We have a few updates. The first one is we are doing our next in-person event at Fat Pete's on March 2nd. This is going
Sweet.
to, yep, next week, next Wednesday. So if you want to RSVP for that, you can go to dcgaminggroup.com and RSVP, or if you're on Meetup, you go there, and then also if you're already on our Discord, you can also RSVP via the event on Discord. So
Yeah. That
um,
being said, it's always if you're going to sign up anywhere, that's great, but also try to sign up on the meetup. We need
yes,
those numbers, that algorithm. I'm learning this personally, uh, as we go through this. Honestly, actually, that reminds me. Off after show, I need to ask you a question about meetup. But yeah, like the algorithm is real. I didn't know it affected everything so much so that even just meetup is affected by it, but it is. So as of right now, I think it's safe to anticipate more people than we had last time, but we have less signups than we did last time. Um, so I think this is going to be a weird thing where maybe we'll expect certain amount of people, and then a lot more people are going to show up. So if you're going to sign up anywhere, have it be the meetup. If you just want to make us feel good, also sign up on the Discord because I like seeing personally that big number, like in the Discord's really cool, in-app events function there.
yep,
But please do it on the meetup website or app. Either
for
way,
sure.
same thing.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, I mean, in terms of the event itself, it's going to be when we do it when we when we do an event at Fat Pete's, is split up into upstairs. It's going to be strictly video games, and then downstairs it is all about board games. So um, the the game lineup is going to be announced in the coming days for both the board games and the video games. So definitely stay tuned for that information. Make sure you're following us on social media to stay informed. But yeah, I think I mean we're like Justin said, this is going to be a larger turnout because the first time we did it, we limited the amount of people um, that we were allowing to come because we wanted to see this was our first time working in a venue, so we didn't want to stress test it too much. But now we have an idea of how things flow. We are way more comfortable allowing more folks to come in. So please definitely RSVP. And then if you can't show up, please update your RSVP so we can get as much of an accurate number as possible. This helps us in organizing and understanding how many people are coming, so that way we can tailor the event to reflect that. So please, if you haven't, just if you're not able to make it, if you already RSVP'd and you're not able to make it, please update that. It'll help all of us. All right. And then next thing is Game Club. Justin, you want to talk about a bit about that?
Yeah. So just the yeah, I put that on the agenda. Just the game club poll will go out next week. I've already made it. I actually made it right after I made the poll for last month because I was so nervous that Slay the Spire was not going to go over well. And I was wrong. People are really getting into it. I'm really excited about that. And I think I know at least one DCGG member who's going to be very happy that this particular game is finally on the poll. I also don't see a world where this particular game doesn't win.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
and I'm
Interesting.
actually excited to go back and play it again. It's a game I played before, and I think it will lead to probably some of the best discussion Game Club has had. So
Wow,
there
I'm
you go.
intrigued.
There's the big old tease for that. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I was actually, if I could make a quick side note, I've been looking at the list of the game club games that because and in the poll you always choose what game you want to play, and then if you want to, you can suggest some games. Um, I don't know. I'm just saying all this to say, Chris, suggest some more games. I feel like there's a lot of things that you like. There's a lot of things that you like. There's certain like you. I feel like there's not a lot of like the action. Going there, punch them up, beat them up. Now I don't know if that's the limitations of the qualifications of the game. I don't know if like the Switch it just does not have those games. But I'm sure there's something out there. Like I want to. I feel like we've played two roguelikes in a row. Um,
Yeah.
and I just would like I don't know. If anything, I think it would be cool to see a switch up on Game Club for something kind of wild. Uh, so
For
because
sure.
I don't go out there and make games myself, because I do not actually pick the games, it's so totally random. Because I do not vote, I have the least amount of power in Game Club. I'm just here as a facilitator. Uh, Game Club is totally autonomous. I'm just there, guiding it on its track. Um, but that being said, I don't know. I feel like I say this is a message to everyone listening. We've gotten weird. Let's try almost like let's try to go mainstream. I know that's weird to say, but like we've been playing a lot of strange games and it's been great. But I would love to get like a populist pick, and then some people are just like, oh man, like I want to do this. I want to play this, and then we trap them for all the weirdo
Yeah.
stuff. We go back to the weird stuff.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you on that. Yeah. I mean, you know how I feel about roguelites. So that and open world games are kind of my and battle royales are kind of like my on my gamers shit list right now. But
I can't
uh,
believe that with battle royales with you. Like it's everything that you want. Like if
yeah,
Halo battle royale, you wouldn't be on that constantly.
I don't think so. I just don't like the like. I don't like that there's downtime. I think that's what bothers me. And I think the only game that really makes the downtime fun is Apex out of all of those. But even then,
Hmm.
you're like, "Oh shit, like I'm getting this good loot, I'm doing this," and you just run into that, wrong person and all of that shit is gone. Like 20 minutes of your life is just gone to waste. And I'm just not a big fan of wasted time, I guess. Which you can argue was it wasted time if you were having fun, but
Yeah, I,
um,
I don't
like
like that argument.
yeah.
But like I think so many ways. I think you just kind of put it together. Battle Royale is basically a multiplayer roguelike.
Basically, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is every time it's going to be different. There's randomized loadouts. You don't know what
Yep.
you're going to loot.
When you
When
die,
you die, you got
when
to
you
start all the
die,
way over. Nope.
that's
It's just
wild.
just not a fan of it. It was fun, like it was novel when it first came out, and all of the all your friends were playing. Like it had its time, but as a straight up like in the rotation of multiplayer games, like nah, it's too much time. So
Play some Fall Guys with me. That's a battle royale you can get behind.
I honestly can, yeah, I can do Fall Guys because it's just so like how can you get mad at that game,
You really can. I
right?
mean, that's not true. You can. You can get all the way. The worst is getting all the way to the finale, and you just like you mess up, or someone just does some. I know we curse on the podcast. We try not to do too much, but if someone does some fuck shit,
Yeah,
like it's possible, and you will. But then like you laugh it off, and then you go back because like when you lose, your little like they call them beans, a little bean that makes like a sound, and you're like,
yeah,
oh, okay, I forgive you. Let's get back in there. And with the
absolutely.
squads now that they have, where you're going with four people and you're all on the same team, and you only lose if you all lose, and you
Oh, I
win if even one
forgot.
person wins.
I forgot that they
That's
have
the way to
squads
play.
now. Yeah, I
That's
forgot.
the way to
We
play.
gotta all right, we gotta do a Fall Guys night one of these
We
upcoming
totally should.
nights. Yeah,
I mean, I
I'll be
fire
down
up
for
Fall
that.
Guys at least once every. I'll say every 2 weeks. I know that sounds like a
Okay.
lot, but like it's what I'll play that evening. I'll play for a couple of hours, and I feel like that's a lot. What a lot of games should be. You just fire it up and you
Exactly.
play it, for a couple of hours every couple of weeks, and you
Yep.
put it down, and it's always there. And the other wonderful thing about Fall Guys is that it's always changing because they keep. It's like Fortnite. Like I mean, it's also Epic now, right? Like
Oh,
they
Epic
got to
bought
they put
them
a lot of
too.
money into. Yeah, Epic bought. Oof, man, I want to say even before it was not too long after launch that
Damn, I forgot about
uh
that.
yeah
Wow.
I'm gonna it's what is I'm trying to think of the actual
The name of the
Mediatonic. I want to say
something like that. But um, yeah, that I honestly forgot about that. But I forgot about the big squad update as well. So yeah, like I said, I'll definitely be down to revisit. I haven't played Fall Guys in a long time, so I
oh
wouldn't
you're in
mind.
for a treat. You're gonna be blown away. Like it's gonna be a completely different game. Like literally, like every couple of months, it's a whole new game.
mm,
I mean, same mechanics and everything, but like you go in and you're just like, what is this game? What am I doing? Just follow the crowd. You'll
okay,
figure it out.
cool. Speaking of following the crowd, let's get into our main topic of this week. So we've had two massive games that are one of them is I think dropping tomorrow, but also is dropped today on PC. They're doing like that staggered release stuff, and then some people
Mhm.
got the early, blah blah blah, whatever. If you got connections, you're playing Elden Ring right now. Um, if and then be before Elden Ring, we've had Horizon Zero Forbidden West. I always say Zero Dawn, but Forbidden
Yeah.
West, which is the sequel. Um, that dropped. What was that last week? Was that last week?
Yes.
Yeah. Um, and both of us are not playing either one of them. But we had a brief conversation about this before we're going live. Um, we definitely are. We're having some gamer FOMO right now. There's a lot of buzz and people sharing tips and tricks and people sharing their experiences and just people just having a great time playing the game, in which we're both happy about. But in
Hmm.
the same breath, we are definitely feeling a little left out of the circus. But let's get into why aren't you playing these games, Justin? They seem on the surface they seem like they'll be your jam, but why aren't you diving into these massive worlds?
It is. We'll start off with release with the release. So we'll start off with Horizon Forbidden West. Uh, Horizon, you were right, is very much up my alley. It's a game that I really enjoy. I don't have the same kind of issues with the open world that you do. In fact, in a lot of ways, I kind of like open world. That goes back to what I was saying before, how like you said on the podcast, like you can just wander around the wilderness, and then when something happens, you pause the podcast. Um, but I also have a crippling issue of chronological order. I cannot play things out of order. I
I feel
just
you.
cannot.
I
I
feel
can't
you.
watch things out of order. I can't read things out of order. I cannot play things out of order. It is a problem for me. It's such a problem that one of my best friends and I got into a giant fight because he's a big Kingdom Hearts guy. And he was like, play Kingdom Hearts and I'll play any game that you choose. So I forgot what I got him to play, but I was playing Kingdom Hearts. And one day he came into, like, we were living together at the time. He came into my room and he was like, "Oh, you're playing Kingdom Hearts." He's like, "Why are you playing this game?" I think it was the one for the PSP. And he was like, You shouldn't be playing that one yet." And I'm like, "Oh, well, I went online. I looked at the chronological order for Kingdom Hearts." But by the way, this was like a couple of years ago, so it was like that disc that had everything but Kingdom Hearts 3 on it. He was like, "You shouldn't be playing this." I'm like, "Oh, I went online and found the chronological order, and chronologically, this game takes place after." And he was like, "No, no, no, don't do that. You're messing things up. Like, there's gonna be reveals and other things." And I'm like, "I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I went out there, I found the chronological order. This is the way I'm gonna play these games. Like, I got to. Like, it is a thing that is inside me. So because I did not get into Horizon
Zero
Zero
Dawn.
Dawn, because I didn't get into Horizon Zero Dawn and play it all the way through and actually get through it and like know the story, know how it ends. The second one has come out and it has just become it instantly gets thrown into the backlog. Like it's not something I'm looking forward to. It's not something like, oh, I'll get to it. No, because I need to uh get through Zero Dawn first, and I don't know when that's going to happen. Like I think like we've talked about Uncharted. I really want to get into Uncharted. It seems like a really fun series.
I
I
would
have played.
say start it. Don't. I'll stop you right there. Just
Everyone
start
says
at
it.
two. Just start at two.
Everyone says it. I have played the
Even
first
Golden
four
Abyss is really
hours.
good. Golden
So
Abyss
what?
is good. The Vita.
Oh, the one on the PS. No, the
Yeah, that
Vita.
one is actually pretty good. Play
Yeah,
any of
I
those except one.
I hear you, man. I have played the first like 4 hours of the first game. I want to say at least 5 times. Like,
That was me in The Last of Us One. I started restarted that game so many times, and I finally that last time I got over that hump, and then the game like finally opened up, and then I was enjoyed it. But that onboarding, those first 2 to 3 hours of the game, it just was not grabbing me. The same thing as
yeah,
Zero Dawn. Like I've gotten to a I've made good progress in the game, but I think I don't know. I'm just maybe not in that headspace right now to play a game that massive, but yes, I yeah. So I understand the starting and stopping of
yeah.
games. It uh
It's just not going to happen. And then
yeah.
Elden Ring also seems like something that's going to be interesting. I'm not a Souls guy, but something about Elden Ring just looks cool. I think it might be the fact that it is kind of open world.
Mm,
Like,
that
I
makes
mean,
sense.
from my understanding, once again, not being a Souls guy at all, it seems like the Souls games were always kind of like they were
They
like
had open
open.
areas, but not it wasn't
Yeah,
free.
exactly.
Yeah, they had
You're getting to what I'm getting at.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, now this one is just like open world.
Yeah.
Which
Which
is
and I was under the impression, like maybe Elden Ring won't be what people want it to be because they are trying a brand new format, and like it's easy to say like, oh well, we're just gonna make it open world, and then get into it and go like, oh okay, we still want to tell a story. There's a lot of things we want to do, and that's hard to do if it's not open world. I mean, like we talked, I was last not last week, but like the last time we talked about linear, and people are like that's a dirty word.
Yeah,
But like if you think about any of your favorite stories from video games, more than likely it was a linear game
for
because
sure.
that's how you can more easily tell a more involved story. Is
Exactly.
keep the person on rails.
Yep.
Like this beat happens, you do some enemies. This beat happens, you unlock a door.
Yep.
This beat happen like you need that to be able to like push a person through a story like that. So I was under the impression that it was not going to hit the way it's hitting, but I was
Nah.
wrong. I would have
Yeah.
lost that bet.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Apparently, they were able to take what Dark Souls does really well and just put those in like their own little areas. Like you can go
Yeah.
to, like, even if you go to like a specific area, you're basically just playing a Dark Souls game. But when you're done with that area, you just go over to the next area. It's not
Yeah.
even. It's so. The way that they described it is that it is so it is like the best that you can imagine an open world Dark Souls game would be. You know, you still have all of the, the combat system, the crazy boss encounters. You have all the check boxes, but you're and it's free flowing. Like you can tackle it however you want, and I feel happy for Souls fans. Like I really do. I'm like, yo, like this. Like I hope you all enjoy this moment. I don't know if the next one will be as good. Maybe this is like the pinnacle. I don't know, but just enjoy this moment, and enjoy the game. And I'm sure there's gonna be, a few years of DLC maybe, but yeah, I for me, Horizon and Elden, same thing for Horizon. Like I feel that out of order anxiety of not jumping straight to the second one. But we were just talking before, I think I'm at peace with that part of my gaming habits, because I've just surrendered and I'm at peace with the the fact that some games I'm just not going to finish,
Hmm.
and I think that's completely fine. Like for the longest time, every game that I picked up, I finished. But I would say the last like couple years, I've broken those rules, and
Hmm.
it was hard for me at first, especially games that I really liked, but it was maybe a little too hard. It was too punishing. I just kind of I'm just at peace with, like, okay, I got the gist of the game. I see why it's fun. I'm cool. I'm good. Um, and so I think that part of me is fine. So I think at some point maybe I'll give Horizon Zero Dawn another go, another stab at it. And hopefully it grabs me. But if not, I'm just gonna jump to the second one at some point. And it's very foreign. It's a very foreign concept still, but uh, I that's the only thing I can do at this point. I'll put it on my retirement backlog. So whenever I retire one day, these are all the games that I'm just gonna just play.
Oh man.
Um,
Don't let me hit the lottery because I'm
yeah,
just gonna
right.
be in a room and just
Exactly. If I'm telling you, if I did not have to work, I
oh
mean,
my god.
all these, yeah, all of this stuff would be tackled. But um, and then same thing, Elden Ring on paper, I enjoy. I'm at peace with watching people play that game.
Hmm.
I don't want to be in that world. I don't want to face the heartbreak of just getting punished and destroyed and fighting these crazy bosses and just losing badly. I just don't have a heart anymore. I that's one of the other things I was talking to my friend about yesterday, is that I kind of shy away from difficulty these days. I used to welcome it, as a gamer. It was kind of like my
Hmm.
gamer, our gamer cred. You put it like, oh yeah, I can beat that game. Nowadays, I'm just like, I just want to enjoy this game. If it has moderate difficulty, I'm cool with that. But if it's just too hard, I just don't have the time. I just don't have the time or the energy or the patience. So I've been shying away from a lot of these hard games, and that is why I've never played more than like 3 hours of a Souls game. I played a little
Hmm.
bit of Bloodborne, played a bit of, I think it was Dark Souls 2, and I tried to play through Sekiro. Sekiro is a little different. I will give that. I'm gonna actually beat that game this year because I actually really like that game. It feels really good. The combat, it flows. The enemies are really cool,
Hmm.
um, and it's faster. And it's more so. It's not. There's not a lot of RPG elements to it. It's really all about skill, and I can deal with that.
Hmm.
So Sekiro is the exception, but everything else, I'm cool and I'm at peace with just watching people play that game or watching
Yeah.
people play Soulsborne games.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I won't be watching it either. I normally hate watching people play games. At least like on Twitch or whatever. That just never been for me. But
Why is that? I don't want to go off topic too much, but why is that?
uh, I don't know. Like it's. I mean, a lot of it for me has. I guess it's like the personalities as well. Like these people, I feel like they're like really hyping up. Like just like
Yeah,
it's yeah.
I can see that.
You know what? I take that. What I have watched and sometimes actually have enjoyed are like gameplay of games that maybe I was going to play or like oh I want to play that are completely silent. And that's completely silent of a streamer's voice. It
Yeah,
is just the game. I think that's kind of cool. And I also like watching speed runs, but
yeah, I like speedruns.
watching just like a person just play a game that like I don't know that I could be playing myself, or I could be using or I could be using time to be playing another game. Like I don't know. It's just
It's
it
fun.
it gets me antsy. I
Mm.
just don't know. I will happily and weirdly enough I will happily watch a board game play. But a lot of that is if I'm watching a board game being played, it's because I'm buying that game and I am saying
You're
and I'm
researching.
picturing yeah, I'm researching. I'm picturing myself and my friends around a table doing what they're doing. And I'm like,
Mm.
are we those people? Like can we make some fun out of this? Which is why I'm very proud of my collection. I feel like everything in my collection I can throw on a table as long as someone's willing to learn and like they're into board gaming, they'll have a good time because I do a lot of research into the games that I get. But like I don't know, just the video games, just watching someone play. I don't know. On the same topic though, something I do want to do, and this does not count as Twitch or whatever, but in person, I do want to come over to yours. I do want to bring beer, and I want to sit down there right behind you on those couches and watch you play Ghostwire Tokyo. I might even like take the controller back and forth, like old school, like Resident Evil. Like way back when.
Mm-hmm.
I'll happily do that because Ghostwire Tokyo looks cool as hell, and I want to see that. And I'm not gonna play it because I'm a punk bitch. I don't play scary games, but I will happily sit down and like play, and then us both get scared and like and then laugh it off. I love that shit. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll be like I said, you might convince me to be like, yo, just try this level. Just try this level real quick. Or I don't know. I say level. We're old. Games don't have levels
I
anymore.
know, right? Yeah.
You're like try this segment. Like maybe I will, but I would love that would be so much fun just to take the time. Be like I'm gonna come over, we'll grab some beer, and I'll at least watch you play Ghostwire Tokyo because I'm excited about that.
Yeah. No, I feel you on the Twitch thing. I think it's just all about finding, because usually the way that I watch Twitch is mostly fighting game stuff,
Hmm.
and then also yeah, it's mostly fighting game stuff. I don't really follow. There's only one person, but he's also in the fighting game scene. Maximilian Dude. He's a variety streamer, but I would say 85% of it is fighting games,
Hmm.
and he's the main one that I can jive with because he's older, so he's more mature. He's not as like, hey guys, and that weird shit. He's just like, yo, what's up? I'm Max and blah blah blah. He's cool. Like I've ran into versions of him at arcades and game
Hmm.
stores and all throughout life. So I can kind of relate to him. I like his personality is very familiar. So
Yeah.
um it's just all about that. Like like I said, I mostly use it for um like how you use it for board games. I use it to
Hmm.
research and see how people are playing, and then see if folks are digging the game, and seeing if there's how to run like certain events around it, all of that type of stuff. But yeah, I don't. I get what you mean when it comes to
Yeah.
that, but I'm definitely gonna be watching a lot of streams with specifically Elden Ring. I think for Horizon, I'm keeping the possibility that I'm gonna play it, so I'm not gonna watch it. So I'm still gonna,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm kind of keeping that alive. I haven't really watched the reviews or anything on it because in my mind, I'm gonna play it at one point, but not right now. So
Yeah.
I'm cool with just not having to watch it. Elden Ring, I know I'm not gonna play that, so I'm just like, all right, show me everything. you know.
I might just go over to Samson's place. One of our members, his name's Samson. The reason he was able to play it today, or as early, I think he was playing it all day, was because he was able to change his location on his Xbox to New Zealand, which was the first place
Uh,
that got it, which is why
wow.
he's been playing it. So I might just go over to his place and sit down and just be like, "Hey, play Elden Ring." Like I'm not
Yeah,
here to do anything else. Just play Elden Ring.
exactly. Yep. So yeah, so like I said, we're feeling a bit of FOMO, but we are happy for these communities and gamers in general. It's always good that um, we have these big moments in a year where these massive games, and that, you always pop on, turn on your PlayStation or Xbox, and you just see like everybody playing the same game at one point.
Hmm.
I used to really miss those days, especially back in the 360 days where you had those massive hits like Skyrim and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops,
Yeah.
and you pop online, you just see like 20 people, all of them playing Black Ops,
Oh man.
so I kind of, I really do like these moments in gaming, where it's you got these two massive hits that are out, and people are just deep into those worlds. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lot of breakups, a lot of neglected family members the
Hey,
next couple weeks.
these
But
these 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 partners know what they got themselves into. There's going to be a lot of widows and widowers.
mm-hmm.
Like we're like I, I respect the gamer couples, the ones that are either have the two TVs side by side, or like there's like a TV upstairs and a TV downstairs. One
Yep.
of like those are the people that I respect. Like, hey, Forbidden West came out. You know how much? Yeah, Elden Ring came. Okay, I will see you at dinner.
Yep. Yeah,
Peace.
that's how my friend Brent, he's down in Charlotte. You all should actually, I know you all will click. Y'all have similar personalities. But him and his wife are like that. She's a big Assassin's Creed fan, so she's playing that game for the next
Yeah,
3 years. That game
games
never
don't end.
ends. Yeah. And then he's deep into Horizon right now, and so they're they got their two PS5s and they got their two setups going. Like they're straight. So yeah, no, it's a really cool. Like I said, it's just really good times in the gaming space, especially with all else is going on in the world. So just having
Yeah.
something like this to for all of us to kind of rally behind and just kind of get lost in is always good. And no matter what your preference is, just be happy just be happy that people are happy and enjoying what they're playing. Your time is coming. Like I said, um, I had my early Christmas this year with King of Fighters 15, which is really really fun. I'm enjoying that. Trying to learn grind. It's one of those games. It's in that stage where it's all about grinding and figuring the systems out, figuring out your
Hmm.
team, and it's just a fun ass game. Very a very throwback game to old school arcade days. So just
Who
really enjoying
develops
that.
King of Fighters?
SNK.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's
So
classic.
yeah, so you have so remember like Capcom versus SNK. So basically
Yes.
all the King of Fighter mainstays were on there.
I mean, that's
And
how I learned who Terry, not Terry, yeah,
yeah,
Terry
yep,
Bogard. Yeah,
yep,
Terry Bogard.
Terry.
That's how I learned who he was through Capcom versus SNK because I
Yep.
had no idea who. I mean, like I'm not being a fighting game person. I mean, I always enjoyed them, but I didn't really seek them out.
Yeah.
I had no idea who those people were. I didn't have a
Yeah.
Neo Geo.
Yeah, I think so for me with SNK it was all about Samurai Showdown too cuz that was at they had that Neo Geo arcade machine that
Hmm.
had Arrow Fighters to Samurai Showdown 2 and there was that bubble game I forget I forget
Bubble
the
Bobble?
I think so. I don't know.
Is it the one with the little dinosaur?
I don't know. I can't really remember, but it was on that same machine and it was at the skating rink and that's what I used to play a lot like growing up. So that was like my exposure to SNK. I didn't even know of King of Fighters until I got older.
Hmm.
But yeah, so this franchise is like still really new to me. So it's really cool to just kind of discover all of this and but yeah, so like I said, everybody gets something this year. They got to be some game that you're looking forward to, and when it comes out, you just disappear and you neglect the people around you for a little bit of time. That's what we live for as gamers. So
Real quick, while we're King of Fighters, is is this the game that my Shiranui? Sure, I'm
yes,
probably saying.
yep.
Is this how is my in HD in 2022?
So it's interesting. My I think people are used to mine now, but there's a couple other characters, especially one character has a super move that's very suggestive.
Oh no!
Yeah. So let's put it like this: Mai has been topped.
What?
Yes, she's old news now. Like nobody's even talking
Wow.
about Mai. It was literally like this one character. I don't know. I forgot her name, but um, she's not as like well endowed as Mai, but uh, her super move is very suggestive. And you're like, whoa, okay, gotcha. That's where we're at. Gotcha. So yeah,
All right.
Mai is so the '90s, and yeah, it is. We've definitely moved on from that.
My has been surpassed. Wow.
Absolutely. Um, but yeah, anything else on just overall like gamer FOMO and Elden Ring and oh, you mentioned your gamer Christmas is next week in
Hmm.
Project was it Project Triangle?
Yeah, Project Triangle Strategy.
Yep.
Well, I guess now it's just Triangle Strategy. They dropped the project. It's just Triangle Strategy.
Yeah, it was such a
It,
yeah.
it's. I mean, because like mind you, this is from the same studio that brought us. What was it? It was Codename Octopath Traveler,
Yeah,
and
nah,
this they
and
just
this
dropped the code name and
yep.
they released the game as Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
So I mean, uh, and the thing is, so like people were like, so we're all like, so is triangle strategy going to make sense in the game? And I'm like, why is anyone asking that question? Octopath Traveler didn't make any sense. I mean, like, sure, there's 8 characters and they're all on a path and they all travel. But if that's the case, then you know, more games should be called gun shooty shoot. Like
Exactly. Shoot,
whatever.
reload. Shoot,
Yeah,
reload.
I mean, we did talk about you did earlier talk about a game called Overkill.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely. And that's definitely a throwback to the inspirations of those games from the 90s. You know, those
mhm.
are very unapologetic on being a dumb shooter. Um, but I these days that's what I crave. I just love dumb games now cuz it's just I can relax and just shoot
Yeah.
and do cool shit and feel like a badass. But yeah,
And we're gonna get to a time people realize that there are games, so many games, more games than anyone could possibly play. And the reason why there's so many games is because you should be able to play exactly what you want to play at any time.
absolutely.
That's it. There is no,
Yeah,
oh, you're not a gamer if you don't play. No,
exactly. You
you're
know,
not a gamer if you don't play games. Period. Like
and that
that is how that works.
that brings up a good point. I this also kind of ties into the main topic of I over the years like I've been more and more comfortable not being not playing because it was one point in time I'm gonna say mostly throughout college I was literally playing every new game that came out because you know you have a lot of time in college and I had GameFly so it was like it
Ooh.
was just I mean it was Gamer Christmas talk about Game Pass man GameFly was the shit you know
$15 a month.
that treated me well in college. It was the cheat code. I'm telling you. So literally everything that I was playing was like brand new, and so I was kind of keeping up with you know everything that was you know all of the major podcasts were talking about at the time, um I over the years it just started you know focusing more on the games that I really enjoy, and you know kind of falling out of like all of these big games that come out and not you know immediately being part of the conversation and I've been a lot happier as a gamer doing that making that decision of like all right I'm not you know these two massive games I you know as a gamer you think like oh yeah I should be playing this because this is what everybody else is playing and this is you know over a 90 on Metacritic so this is like part of the you know your Citizen Kane you know list of gamers of video games you know but yeah like you said it's just there's literally so many games and it's games for everybody and you don't you know just not having that pressure of like oh shit I'm a gamer I should be playing these games to talk about it it's like nah I'm good you know
Yeah.
I'm good like I don't need that I don't need to keep up and I've like I said I've been happier making that decision over the last few years and just being more at peace and then the evolution of that is like we were just talking about before being okay with not finishing everything you know that's the that next step of you know not feeling that gamer guilt or that we just put on ourselves for some reason um so yeah man we're getting older we're getting more wise as gamers so
It's a beautiful thing.
absolutely um so let's jump into a quick segment and we were running out of time but I did want to feature before we went out we did want to feature like a cool little game that is part of the Steam Next Fest it is called Giga Smash and it is as ridiculous as the name is um the um the whole purpose is everybody is you know what do you call it kaiju
Yes.
um and you're beating each other up that's all you need to know you play as a you choose your kaiju and you beat each other up. So I'm going to switch over to the game. All right. And then let's get the sound going. There we go. All right, let's jump into it.
You can see if the Wi-Fi is gonna work for me. If it doesn't, I might have to move to get a hard wire in.
No worries. I'm gonna go random. All right, so this is the first time we're both playing this. We don't know what we're doing. This is a demo. So if we run into any weird bugs or anything, just keep that in mind. But yeah, we're just gonna beat each other up. Alright. So X.
Oh.
If I oh shit, you put me on some spikes?
Oh shit.
Good lord. Wow.
Oh.
Oh shit, it feels good.
Wow. It does actually feel good. Oh my goodness. Oh, what was that?
Oh. Can you pick up? Oh, you can pick up stuff. Pick up buildings.
Whoa. Oh. Ah! Get off of there!
Get him!
Oh, there was a block button. Okay.
Oh, what's the block?
It's R. Oh, sorry, L1.
L1. Okay.
I should know this by now.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Can I? Oh shit! You did a super? Oh fuck! Oh no! Get out of here!
Over. Stay down.
Oh Jesus! Get out of here!
Oh my god!
No! Where's my super?
Oh my god!
Oh my god! You just bullied me.
How do you pick up pieces?
Press circle.
Oh. That explains a lot. Oh my god. Do you throw it with circle?
Yeah. My turn.
Shit. Run.
My turn.
Oh my god. Get up!
Oh man, this.
I need a dash button or something.
We're gonna have a blast with this. Oh shit.
It's a thing to 4-player.
Yes.
Oh shit. Oh, this is gonna be fun when we know what we're doing. Actually, I don't really care. I'm just fine with the destruction.
Yo, seriously.
Oh.
Oh snap.
Oh, that was. Am I supposed to? Oh.
Oh, you're supposed to like. Are you supposed to fatality me or something?
Yeah, so I think there might be fatalities in this game.
Wow, this was fun. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, let's.
And I'm actually surprised it worked with the internet as well.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, this is definitely going to be a good Parsec night. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oops, I pressed the wrong button. I think that's because I wanted to get a different character.
So we just did City Ruins.
City
Let's
Ruins.
do Slavograd.
Man, this 4-player is going to be insane.
It's going to be nuts. I am actually looking forward to this. Oh.
Oh! Oh shit!
Oh.
Oh, I tried to combo.
Oh, I can do it. I got project.
You got, wait, you can shoot?
Yeah, that's with my triangle. Oh, okay, so triangle
Whoa!
triangle is your special.
Huh. I think I lost life already. I'm trying to see what this does.
Oh, you probably like Kirby. Yep.
Whoa!
Oh.
Okay, one way to break a tie. Oh my god, get out of there! Oh my god!
Let's see how big this thing can go. Come on. Yeah,
What does that
is-
do? What do you do? Give it.
Oh, we got it. It's like the smash ball. Oh shit! Give me that before he gets it.
Oh shit!
Is that a spear bomb?
Oh, no!
Yo!
Oh! Wow! I mean, just launched me.
Yo, this game is. I love it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. We're gonna have some fun with this.
Yeah, we need to tell everyone.
Yes. I have it recorded, so I'm gonna just cut this part out and share it.
Oh damn! I thought I was doing. Oh shit!
Oh, blew myself up. Oh!
Damn it. Oh, okay. Those. So you're in iframes that whole time.
You said I'm in iframe?
Oh damn it! That did not do what I wanted to do. I thought it was just gonna blow up right away if I hit you with it. Oh,
Oh,
get out
you
of there!
can grab. Okay.
Run, run.
Oh, you just spawned.
Yeah, that's a lot of time. That.
Damn.
Oh shit!
Damn it. That was a bad super.
That one I did on purpose. Whoa! Whoa, buddy! Whoa!
Throw a statue at you. Oh no! Oh shit! Wow, this is definitely going on the rotation.
Without a doubt.
But yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
let's
Thank you for introducing that to me.
Oh yeah, nah, of course. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, we were playing that for sure.
Okay. Wow.
All right, everybody. That concludes it for this episode 14. We'll be back next week with another episode. But make sure you are following us on all of our socials. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And hopefully you join us on Discord. Again, my name is Creston. I'm joined by Justin.
The Real Pipe Gamer. You know what? Stay classy, DCGG. Thank you for joining us.
Peace.